Good morning, guys. Can you see the screen? Okay. So we started with basics of EC2 machine. We on the last session we have seen what is EC2 machine. It's a virtual machine in the cloud. Okay. After this, this feature provided by Amazon. There was a revolution in the industry, and everybody was creating their application on EC2 machines. Okay. You get a resizable machine in the cloud. So whatever the machine you required, you can get it from Amazon. Whatever size you required, you can get it from Amazon, and just you need to connect it to that machine. We have seen the options: on demand, reserve instance, spot instance, dedicated host. So basically there are varieties of ways in which you can ask Amazon for the EC2 machines. Starting with on demand, it is a fixed rate and there is no commitment with the Amazon. So whatever current price is that you have to pay to Amazon for the EC2 machine. With that, after that, there is a reserve instance in which you can reserve the instance for a given period of time, like 1 year to 3 years, to get a discounted price. Even you can pay some partial amount or complete amount upfront in reserve instance, so you can get more discounts. There are multiple options, payment options available in reserve instance. But in the case of on demand, it's a pay per use. So whatever the number of hours you are using the EC2 machine, you have to pay after you terminate the machine, or in the end of the month, whatever billing cycle it's there. Then a spot instance. Basically, spot instance are uh, EC2 machines on which you can bid some amount. So it's similar to on demand, but you can bid your amount. You don't want to go with the on demand prices. You want discounted prices similar to, and you require the feature of on demand. So you can use spot instance. The only disadvantage of spot instance is that Amazon can take that machine from you anytime. Okay, they can terminate or they can stop the machine anytime they want. Whenever they get a higher bidder for your EC2 machine, they are going to terminate your machine. But in the case of on demand, Amazon is not going to intervene or interact with your machine until unless there is a issue. It's your responsibility to return back the machine. Dedicate host, basically, if you don't want to share the underlying hardware with any other person, you can do that. Okay, if you don't want to share the underlying physical hardware with any other person or any other client, so you can go with the dedicate host. It is quite costly because you are not sharing the underlying hardware. They are used for mostly they are used when you are purchasing a license and that license doesn't support multi tenancy scenarios. So you can plug dedicate host with reserve instance to get more discounts. So this is what we have learned till now. Okay, in the last session we cover all these things. Today we are going to start with the type of EC2 machines. So what are the types of EC2 machines? Before that, yes. Hmm, hmm. Let me check what was the issue. The recording. Uh, there is a recording in my local system, so let me upload that for you. Okay. So we have logged in, we have created a sample EC2 machine on Friday. Okay. Now how to log in into the EC2 machine, I will going to explain you in detail. Mm, Before that, let's cover a little more theory that what is the family of EC2 machine. Basically, Amazon has divided the EC2 machine according to the category. So in a very simple way, when you go and purchase a laptop, there are some category. What type of laptop do you want to purchase? It's a simple laptop. It's a high performing laptop. It's a gaming laptop. Okay. So these are the few use cases. According to that, Amazon has divided its EC2 machine in different category. Okay. Now, so what type of category is available and what how you can segregate? So let's say, first understand the nomenclature. First understand the nomenclature. So F, I, G, H. This is the initial characters of the particular family, right? So if it's a graphic intense, G. It's a high disk throughput, it's H. Then if it is a memory optimized, then R, or general purpose M, compute optimize C. These are the initials. Then the next is the generation. So basically, first generation, third generation, third one. So each year there are some machines which will be upgraded by Amazon, and their generation will be added, right? So we are not bothered about the generation to be fair. Okay, we are just bothered about what type of family we are creating, and after that there will be one more parameter like my small, micro, small, mini, XL. So like just like a t-shirt size, we have a size of the EC2 machines. Okay, so we have seen previously we have created some small machine. So I will show you how the t-shirt size look like. So if you have go with the F family, so what are the features in F family? Field programmable gateway array. This type of hardware you will get. So where it is going to beneficial for you, where you are going to use it. So if you have a use case where you need to do some uh, genomic genomic researches, financial analytics, real time video processing, big data, something like that, if you want to use, then you can use F family. But if you have some specific requirement where you want to have a high speed storage, where you want to write into a storage very quickly, then you should go with the I family. No SQL database, data warehousing. These are the scenario where you can use EC2 machine for with I family. Then graphical intense. So G family, graphical intensive, video encoding, 3D modeling, streaming, something like that. If you have such type of requirement, you should consider G family. H family, it is high disk throughput. Basically, it is capable of writing a huge amount of data per second. Okay, the speed might be slow, but the quantity of the data or the volume of the data will be high. That's a high throughput. So MapReduce based workload distributed file system such as HDFS and MapReduce. Then low cost general purpose T family. So we are going to use T family in our practical, in our lab. So Amazon has provided a free tier for EC2 machine only for T family, that is T2. Okay, only for T2 machine we are eligible for free tier. Okay, now if you go to your EC2 machine, you will find instance type here. Similarly, what we are learning, instance type, we have a list of family, you can search it here. Okay, you can search it here. Now you can see T2. Okay, T2 or general T family, small cost general purpose. T nano, T2 nano, T2 micro, small, medium, large, XL, 2X, double XL. So just like a t-shirt size, you will get the instance type in T family. So nano means 1 CPU and 0.5 GB of RAM. T2 micro, this is the EC2 machine which we are going to use throughout our syllabus, which is eligible for free tier. Okay, you can check it in instance type here. It has 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Then T2 small, T2 medium, large, XL. So memory and the CPU will get, it will increase step by step. Similarly, T3 nano, T3 XL, 2X large, and so on. Again, we have to use T2 micro. Don't go and change the instance to any other. Always select T2 micro, which is free tier eligible. Okay, if you are thinking that we use the latest one, T3 nano, T3 micro, no. If you are going to use it, you are going to get charged and you have to bear it, right? And what are the properties? You can find it here, the CPU under that particular instance type and the memory allocated to that particular machine. Network means the internet connectivity or the bandwidth on which that machine will work. Okay, and here is the price: on demand versus Linux versus Windows. Okay, if you are selecting, let's say, T2 micro, so what is its on demand price? If you are selecting Linux Win OS, it is 0.0124 dollar per hour. But if you see, if you go with the Windows machine, it is going to be 0.017 dollar per hour. Why it's Windows is higher? Why the cost of Windows is high? Can anybody explain why Windows cost is high as compared to Linux one? Because Windows has a license. Agree? To get the license, you have to pay something. So if you are using Windows OS, that means you have to pay for license as well. Linux is a freeware. It's an open source tool. Now coming to the type of instance, what is the maximum memory available in the system? If you select here, minimum start with 0.5 GB, that is 500 MB of memory or RAM. If you go here, go and sort by maximum, you will see 12 terabyte of 12 terabyte of memory or RAM is available with Amazon. The costing of $112 per hour. Okay, so these are the types of EC machines available with Amazon. So this is a initials and then its generation. So you should not bother about the generation, and it's not like that you should always select the latest one. Over the period of time, the older generation, if a new generation is added, like right now T3 is added, So they are going to decommission T1 or T2 if they are running, and they are going to release that in their release note over the period of time. So if anything goes is getting decommission or it's end of support, Amazon will send the notification or mail to your email IDs. Okay. So D family, dense storage, used for data warehousing, Hadoop ecosystems. R family, memory optimized. If you have a requirement where you need a memory intense application or database, then you should go with R family. It's one of the very fastest machine available with Amazon. M family, again it's a general purpose. So we have two type of general purpose, T family and M family. So T family, and these are very commonly used machine. Again C family. So general purpose, compute optimized, application server or CPU optimized machine. So these are machines which are tuned or fine tuned with according to the use cases. Okay. So whatever you have the use cases, you should select that particular type of machine to increase the performance of your application. Then P family, again graphical intense and general purpose use where GPU is required, just like machine learning algorithms or something. Then X family, it's more over memory optimized, high compute capacity, ARM based workload, and bare metal. So this is the family of your EC2 machine provided by Amazon. So you don't have to remember the name or what's the use case, but it's good that you should know the which type is available. So if you want to remember, there is a synonym which you can learn. So first is fight Doctor Mackenzie in Australia. So imagine that you are in a movie and you want to fight this doctor whose name is Mackenzie, and currently he is staying in Australia. So this is a scenario, and you can learn it. So FIGHT fight Dr. Mackenzie doc in Australia. This is how you can generally learn the and list of the family, but it's not required as such. Okay. Now till here it was a theory. Let's go in the lab and understand how you can create EC2 machine and what are the properties of EC2 machines as a lab. So go to your EC2 machine, select the particular region in your which you are working. Always remember you have to select the proper region in which you want to create a EC2 machine. There are chances when you log out and log in, that time the region has changed. So previously you might be working on Mumbai, but somehow Ohio is selected. Okay. So here the dashboard looks similar, but your machine will not be available. I will show you how. So be very careful when you are working with EC2 machine and in which region you are working. Next, how to create a machine. So you can see in the left side there are couple of options are available. We are going to cover each and everything one by one. Okay. Now let me check one thing. Okay. So Can you scroll down a little? There is a security group. What is security group? Basically, when you create a EC2 machine, you have to be very cautious with some couple of security group or couple of securities in general. Okay, what type of security we are talking about? This is a machine. You want to protect your machine from the cyber attack, from hackers. So Amazon has provided a couple of ways how you can avoid attacking from cyber attack in your EC2 machine. Okay, they have given couple of methodologies which you have to use. So in that, one is security group. So basically, what is security group? Security group is a type of policy which allow what type of traffic should be gone to your EC2 machine and from which IP range. Okay, again, security group is a mechanism, it's a template which restrict the flow of traffic in your EC2 machine as per the protocol. So let's say this is your EC2 machine, and from outside a person needs to connect to this machine, right? So the person basically means another laptop. Okay, so on which protocol these two laptops will communicate to each other? Okay, I told you there are multiple protocol on which the computers will talk with each other, right? So we are going to use for Linux. Okay, for Linux we are going to communicate on, we might be communicating on HTTP, HTTPS and SSH. So these are protocol on which we are going to communicate from our system to this machine. And if it's a Windows, same HTTP and HTTPS, but here it's a RDP, remote desktop protocol. Okay, so these are the protocol on which we are going to communicate to the machine. This is your EC2 machine. Okay, so you can define the rule that only these three traffic will be allowed. Just like in your society, when a bus is coming or a tractor is not allowed in general, only four-wheelers are allowed till a specific area. You create a policy, right? Similarly here, that protocol, on which protocol do you want the communication to work and from which IP address or list of IP address. So this is a template, this is a draft, this is a document, okay, or policy which enables or restrict the traffic going inbound into your EC2 machine. Okay, so from your local laptop to EC2 machine, it's called inbound traffic. Okay, so if you scroll here down, you will see a inbound traffic. So by default there will be one security group. We are not going to use it. We are going to create our own security group. Okay, this is a one-time activity. Only one security group can work for multiple EC2 machine. Okay, so VPC, let it be default. Click on inbound. So what is inbound? What traffic should go inside your EC2 machine? Okay, that's a inbound rule. Outbound rule. What type of traffic should go outside your EC2 machine? From your EC2 machine to your local system. That's outbound traffic. Coming topic, discussing on inbound. So SSH. Type here SSH, HTTP, HTTPS. So these are the protocol on ports on which we generally communicate. So SSH port is predefined. We can't change the port. So port 22 is reserved for SSH. Port 80 is reserved for HTTP. And port 443 is reserved for HTTPS. This is the industrial standard which we can't change. Now you can see the source from where the traffic will come. So if you want only your laptop, local laptop should be communicating to the server or EC2 machine, you can select my IP. Okay, but right now I am going to select anywhere, open to world 0000/0. So anywhere, any person from across the world can connect to your EC2 machine So there is no IP restriction. As of now, I am giving open to world. Anybody with the proper configuration can connect to your machine. Okay. Outbound rule, you can see all traffic is already selected. So I'm not going to change outbound rule. So anything can go outside your EC2 machine. So we need to protect who is able to access the machine. Inbound traffic is more valuable than outbound, because cyber attacks means the person is trying to access the computer from outside the EC2 machine, right? So we are restricting only this protocol, and you can go and change the IP address according to your use case. So we have created a security group, my security group Linux. Okay. Now let's go and create a second thing is key value pair. What is key value pair? Okay, right now just understand what is key. It is a second layer of security. Apart from security group, this is a first layer. There is a second layer called a token or a pass, which you should have while connecting to your EC2 machine. Okay, it is like a pass. It is like a token that you should have while connecting to the this EC2 machine. Basically, even if you are able to access, you can connect to this. If somebody outside your world is trying to access this machine, they have the IP address, they have the all the information from which they can connect to this machine. Even they know the protocol. Okay, still they require this token, this password. This is the second level of security, that is key value pair. We'll talk about that now. So let's go to instance. Click on launch instance. Now you will see this page. It is a configuration page, how you can select your EC2 machine. So we are going to learn everything step by step. So give the name, you can give any name. Okay, you can select any machine. You can select any name. Now coming to OS. So your computer, what is the primary thing required in a computer? We talk about it. There are three primary things required to make a computer. RAM, CPU, then storage. After this, the next thing you require is OS. So after purchasing the hardware, what do? You install the OS, right? So here OS. These are the primary things which you require to run a machine. Yes. So here the first thing Amazon is asking you. So if you see here, if I minimize it, so these are all things you have to select. First thing is OS, then instance type, that is your hardware, RAM and CPU. Next is security, that's a key value pair. Networking, on which network you want to run on. Then storage and some advanced thing, right? So first of all, let's select the OS. So which OS we are going to select? So here in the quick start, you will see Amazon Linux 2023 AMI. So we are going to work on Linux machine. Please get familiar with Linux machine, how Linux is used, how, or Unix. Okay. So either you can see here free tier. Again, Linux machine free tier. Okay. Or this is a quick start, or you can browse it. Okay. So this type of page will open. In the quick start, you can just filter out the free tier. This is the latest Linux machine created by Amazon, but right now I'm going with Linux 2 because it has some less bugs. There are a couple of bugs which I found here. That's why I'm selecting Linux 2. This is the OS basically, operating system in your EC2 machine, which is going to be installed when you get the EC2 machine. Okay, so we are going to work on Linux 2. Select. Okay, so Linux machine. Next is instance type. So which type of machine we are going to use? You can select any machine, whatever you like. Okay, there are all type of machine available, but we are talking about free tier. So you can see T2 micro is eligible for free tier. Even T2 nano, which is smaller machine than this, is not eligible for free tier. So you have to use T2 micro. It has one CPU and one RAM, or one RAM and 1 GB of memory. So we have selected OS, we have selected storage, type, that is RAM and CPU. Okay, now we can select the storage, but we'll come to that after some time. Understand the key value pair. Okay, what is key value pair? You can use key pair to securely connect to your instance. Ensure that you have the access to the selected key value pair before the machine. So basically, it's a token. It's a type of pass, additional layer of pass which you require to log into the EC2 machine. Okay, that's a key value pair. So in your account, there might be only this option might be there. Proceed without the key value pair. So it's not recommended. In my account, there was one key. So I can select this. So you have to create key only one time. Create a key. So RSA, PAM, just give a name. You just have to give a name. October 2023. Okay, whatever the name you want, you can give it. So you don't have to change anything. You just have to create. As soon as you click on create, you can see something is downloaded. You can see the file. Your key is downloaded. If you want to open, you can check in Notepad. This is a key. This is some password which is required additionally for login into your EC2 machine. Okay, so you can see .pam. This is a file extension. Without this file, you will not able to log into the EC2 machine. Now coming back to the lab. So we have created the key. Select that key. So please save this key properly. If you lose this key, you will not able to log into the machine. Next, network. So network, let this be default, let this be default. Okay. Now public IP enable. We have to make sure that it is enabled. It should be available. Otherwise, we will not able to connect to the machine. Now security group. So either you can create a security group from here, but we have already created the security group. You can select here and search for your security group. Okay, what is security group? Basically, it allows what type of traffic should go inside your EC2 machine. Yes, anybody wants to talk? Akshay? Okay. Okay. Akshay, can you be on mute? So we have selected the key value pair, we have selected the security group. Okay, so security group and key, you don't have to create again and again. You can create from here. Okay, if you have already created, you can select the previous one. So security group, you can create it from here as well, but you can, if you have already created once, so just select that one from the drop down. You don't have to create the security group and key value pair again and again. It's a one-time activity. So if you are logging first time, then you have to create it, then it will be available to reuse. The final thing is storage. So how much storage you require? 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB, 10 GB, 50 GB, and so on. So each machine required a storage as well. So we have selected RAM and CPU, that is T2 micro. Storage we are selecting for 8 GB, and Linux OS is Linux 2 machine, Amazon Linux 2. Okay. Advanced property we are going to learn in some time. Okay. So name, select your OS, then what type of machine you want to create, security key or key value pair, and security group. In the final we are selecting storage. Just click on launch. How much time it will take to launch the machine? Couple of seconds. To check, please click on refresh. To check if the machine is up and running, please click on refresh. If you are not clicking refresh, it is not going to change the state. You will see after 10 minutes still it's pending. Click refresh button. Auto refresh is not available. So you can see machine is up and running. And as soon as you click the machine, some property will pop up. We'll go and learn each and every property one by one, but right now just understand there are so many properties like IP address, domain name. Okay. Then key value pair which we have selected, it give all the properties. Okay. Just now we just created the machine, and here you can see the basic information: security, network, storage, status, monitor. There are so many things available, but right now just focus about how to log in into the machine. So there are n number of ways how you can connect or you can log into the machine. You can see the word connect. Select the machine in which you want to connect and click on connect. So here you have four options. Here you have four options. Okay, the first is the console one. In the browser itself, a console will be created and you can connect to that EC2 machine. And the username is EC2 user. Remember, you have to remember the basic primary role which we are going to use to connect to the EC2 machine is the EC2 user, the username. So whenever you connect to your machine or any website, you need to pass a username, right? So EC2 machine user. You can click on connect. So you can see a console is getting created for our EC2 machine. So I have logged into the machine. You can see Linux 2 machine. So it's a Linux machine. You have to type everything. Okay. Mhm. I'm going to, yes, I'm going to explain that as well. So there are n number of ways, right? SSH client, that is putty. Okay. Previously means if you're talking about 5 years back, no. No. Over the period of time, as I said, Amazon is keep on releasing new things, right? To make the your developer life easy. So if I don't want to go with putty option, you can just directly, just a couple of things I want to do. That's why. Yes. That's why. Yeah, yeah. So just if you want to check the file system, how much space is there, you can see 8 GB we have selected, and 1.7 is used, and 6.3 is available. Okay, so these are basics. So I have connected to my EC2 machine. If I want to clear, write the clear. If I want to update, type sudo yum update. Okay, so my system is up to date. You don't require any package to install. Okay, no package marked for update. So I have connected to my Linux machine. So how do I know? Just type uname -a. You will see the property of your Linux machine. Okay, so this is the one way how you can connect to your EC2 machine. Okay, go to the console, select the machine, click on connect. So one way we have connected directly through browser. This is a browser base or GUI base. Second is creating sessions. Okay, I'm not going to explain this. Let's go to SSH client. So for this, basically you required a software called Putty, or there are other software as well, MobXP, or basically there are some couple of software available in market which helps you to connect remotely to your machine. So if you search remote access software, so you will see there are n number of applications available, but for our Linux machine we are going to use Putty. You can just type Putty. Some people say Putty, Patti, Potty. Different people, different language, different tone. So I pronounce is Putty. Okay, just download your Putty software. You can see here it is available in your drive as well, but I am downloading from here just to show you how we can do that. And one more thing, you have to download the keygen, Putty keygen, Puttygen. Okay, download Puttygen. So you have to download these two software. Okay, you have to download these two software. You can see the software is downloaded as well as the key is there. So let me segregate this and save it in my local system in proper folder. Okay, so Control X. So I'm securely saving in different folder. I don't want to mix it with any other files. So I have created a folder and I have moved these three files here. Now, first thing is, this is a PAM file. This is a Putty software which we are going to use it to connect to our machine. Okay, so you can see this is a software which is used to connect to the EC2 machine. So we have created the machine. Okay, if you go here, these are steps you need to follow. Okay, I'm just going to explain you how you can do that. You just go to the instance. This is my machine. Okay, you have to copy your public IP address. Can you see the public IP address? Select the machine, and in the below you will see the public IP address. Right? So what is the uh, way to connect to a Linux machine? Basically, when you connect to Linux machine, the code is SSH, then username, at the IP address. Okay, and if some extra parameters, so -9 and key, we will talk about that. So this is the way how we can connect to your Linux machine. So we have a software called Putty. Here you have to pass the username and IP address. So what is the username? EC2 hyphen user. This is a fix. For EC2 machine, this is a fixed username. And what is the IP address right now? There's a public IP address. Can you see here? So if you select your machine, you can copy this public IP address. So IP address can change according to your region, according to your availability zone. So don't worry about that. The my IP address is starting with 3. You might start with 17. You might get started with 196. Depending on the region and the availability zone in which you are creating your EC2 machine. So copy this thing and paste it in here. Host name. I can't increase the size of this software. This is right now what is it is. So EC2 hyphen user at the rate IP address. So now you can see the port number 22, and already by default SSH is selected. By default SSH is selected and port 20, it's on port 22. Don't change anything here. Just click on connect. Yes, I want to connect. Now you can see some error. What type of error? Can you see? Key error, public key error. Okay, so remember I told you that you need this key, this token to log into the machine. Now imagine you got the IP address. You can see my IP address. This is my machine running, and right now you are able to visualize this IP address. So you can easily log into the machine now. With this IP address, if somebody has this IP address, they can easily log into the EC2 machine, because the security group allow all the people across the world to connect to the EC2 machine, right? So to restrict the access of this machine from outside world, you require a extra token, that is key value pair, that file. Okay, so we have downloaded that file. Please remember, this is important file. If you lose that file, you will not able to log into the machine. Okay, there are cases in the I have seen where in industry some person has created a machine. Okay, so there is a developer who created a machine and it is running for last 1 year, but and with a key also, he was having key, but he left the organization, and the key was in its local laptop. That means after he left, everything is gone, right? The key was not available, so nobody was able to log into that machine. You require this key. Okay, now if I'm using putty, so how can I log in? You're required to again pass the same username and IP address, EC2 user at the rate IP address. You can see here SSH. Okay, go in the left side, connection, SSH, and authentication. You can see credentials, connection, SSH, auth, credentials. Now here you have to pass your private key. Now you can see it is checking for PPK file, putty private key, but the file which we have created or which we got is PEM file, PEM, not PPK. PPK is putty private file. This is another format. Will this work? So answer is no. PEM file will not work with putty. If you try to select the PEM file, you will see an error again. So what's the problem? Problem is with putty. Putty doesn't understand PEM. Putty only understand PPK. That's a putty private key. उसकी खुद की format में ही समझ आता है. So that's why putty then will come in picture. This is a software to convert any key. Okay, just double click it, load your PPK. Load your PEM file. Okay, select all, select your PAM file. So again, load the file, go to all files and select PAM. It's a successful loaded. Okay. Now go to key parameter. Okay. Parameter, just click on version 2, old version, that's it. Click on 2, don't click on 3. Go to key parameters version 2. Okay. You don't have to do anything, just click on save. Yes. Okay. You can give any name to your file. You just have to save the private file. Huh? Again, I'm saying private, save private key. You can give any name, private key, as per your convenience. Generally, I give the same name. Now you can see PAM file and PPK file, and you can close. So Puttigen is a one-time software, one-time activity for a particular key. If you want to convert your PAM file to PPK file. Now you'll say, sir, I can just rename now. We can just rename the extension. No, it will not work. If you check both the file, PAM file, you can see the content. This is a security key. If you go with the um, if you go with the PPK file, you will see the file format is different altogether. Basically, this is the encryptions. This is a way of connecting to your machines. So they have different file format. This is just like a uh, lock and key. So if you want to open a lock, you require a proper key. So this is putty file, putty private key. Again, let's go to your putty. Let's type EC2 hyphen user at the rate IP address. Go to connection, SSH, authentication, credential. Click on browse private key, open PPK and open. So you can see I am able to connect. Click on yes and everything. If you are getting error, key not found, then there is a problem, or there is a connection time on, then there is a problem with your security group. Go through the document properly or video properly. Any question how to log in into the EC2 machine using putty? So there are a couple of ways you can connect. So one is through console, which we have done right now. You can see this is a console connection. Same thing we have done with putty. Okay, same thing we have done with putty. We are connected to our EC2 machine. You can see the IP address. Okay, this is a Linux machine. This is Linux machine. So putty is there. There are other software as well. So MOBA Stream. This is another software which is similar to putty but little more features. Putty is a very lightweight software. It's a 2 MB software that is it, and it's industrial acceptable. Okay, many companies have Putty pre-installed. Okay, MOBA Stream, you can download this software. It's similar to Putty. Okay, it is similar to your Putty. You can download, you can install. Okay, home edition. Okay, you can install this software, you can try it out. Let me do that. It's downloading very slow. And meanwhile, any question how to log in into your EC2 machine? So now I will show you one more thing. If you change the region, you are in Mumbai, right? You created this machine in Mumbai, and if you change the region to Virginia, will you see the machine or not? Will you see the machine or not? Let's check it out. Did you create any machine in Virginia? Did you create any machine in Virginia? If you have not created any machine in Virginia, then you will not see any machine here. Now, because of this confusion, people say that I might have created a machine previously, but right now it is not showing. That means there is no machine. क्या होता है, कभी कभी रीजन चेंज हो जाता है. अपने मुंबई पे काम कर रहे थे और वर्जीनिया सिलेक्ट हो गया. अब वर्जीनिया में जाके देखते हो कि यहाँ पे आके देखते हो तो कोई मशीन ही नहीं है. But simple, in Virginia there was no machine. You created a machine in Mumbai, so you can see machine is available in Mumbai. So you have to be very cautious in which region you are working in. Agree? If you want, you can see a global view. It will give you a global view that in which region how many machines are running. So in the end of the day, please shut down the machine. Please terminate the machine. Okay? Check it here. If any machine is running, you can see one machine is running. And it will show you the region as well. One machine is running here. And EC2 machines are called instance. They are called as EC2 instance. Okay? So you can go to Mumbai region and check it out. So I'm in EC2. I'm in Mumbai region, and I can see my machine. Okay? Any question? Yes, no. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, you can use multiple EC2 machine. You can use you can create n number of EC2 machines. Only you have to pay the charge. Yes. So right now you have 750 credits, 750 hours credits, right? So if you are creating one machine, 1 hour credit will be removed or will be utilized. If you are creating three machine at a time, you are exhausting 3 hours. That means three credit units will be exhausted from your account. Okay, it is simple. So let me show you how you can connect with MOBA Extreme as well. So there are multiple applications available in market. The most popular one is Putty. Okay, why Putty? It is very generic. It's not specific to AWS. Putty is there in industry for last 20 years. Okay, to connect any remote server, any Linux remote server. It can be on-premise, it can be cloud. Putty is the one software which supports everything. Okay, if you want to connect to Linux, any Linux server, it can be local, it can be on-premise, it can be remote, it can be public. Putty is a one go stop for you. Okay, so this is a mobile extreme software. Okay, you can click on session, SSH, hostname EC2 hyphen user. Sorry, this is IP address, and this is a user. Okay, in advance you have to pass the key. Now Mo- mobile extreme doesn't require PPK, it can work on PAM. Now it's your choice that which software you want to use. Mhm. So you can pass PAM, PEM, and select OK. So Putty is only software which required PPK. You can see I have logged into the machine. Okay. So if you are logged in with Putty, you have to convert that PAM to PPK. Now after you are done with your task, after you have completed your task, click on that machine, click on instance, go to terminate, go to terminate instance. Now what is the difference between shutdown and terminate? I have explained you. What is the difference between terminate and shutdown? Right. So basically, shutdown basically means you have not returned the machine to Amazon. The machine is still allocated to your account, and you are liable for charges. Okay, it's as simple as that. That you rent a car and you park that car in in your parking. You are not using that car, but you are not returning back also. So in shutdown, the machine is still allocated to you. But in terminate, you are returning back machine to Amazon. You are saying that I don't require this machine any longer. Please stop the billing. Okay. So after completion of your work, please terminate. Please terminate. Otherwise, you might get and or you might end up with some charges. And I have seen some students who are doing this, and they have to pay a couple of hundreds or thousands of dollars to Amazon. Okay, so be very cautious, and it yep, you might end up in paying a lot of amount to Amazon. So I have terminated the machine. Now terminated means I have stopped the machine and returned back to Amazon. Right? Now if you want, you can create some billing alarm. There is a video in your Google Drive how to create a billing alarm. Check it out. Okay, if you are not able to find it, let me know. So there is already a video is available in Google Drive how to create a billing alarm. Why I'm saying that how to create a billing alarm? Because if any cases you are going above that threshold, okay, What is billing alarm? It will send a notification, it will send an email to you that you have using some 10 rupees, 20 rupees per day. So you can see there is a video called billing alarm. You can just watch this video and set up a alert in your account. If you are spending more than 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, it will send an email or SMS to your device, and you can check if something is gone wrong. Instead of waiting for thousands of dollars, you can create an alarm for your threshold, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 50 rupees, according to you. And if that threshold is reached, Amazon will send a notification कि you have been charged or you have crossed 10 rupees uh, per day, whatever you have configured there. Okay, so please create a billing alarm. Please create a billing alarm. Watch the video and create a billing alarm. Secondly, terminate the machine. So as soon as you terminate, the session which we created is ended. You can see I am not able to do anything. Okay, you can see the session is stopped. So that's it all about your EC2 machine, means basics of EC2 machines at least. How to log into the EC2 machine. Let me know if you have any more questions. Tomorrow we'll start with storage of EC2 machine. What is the different type of storage available in EC2 machine and its property. So we have talked about RAM and CPU. Tomorrow we'll talk about is OS.